Hey traders, it is Sunday, July the 8th. Taking a look at the charts of the weekend. I just ended up posting a article on my blog recapping on kind of what unfolded this week and what the big picture looks like for stocks and commodities in the next week or so. Now, taking a look at the blog real quick here, just going to condense a written blog into a video format, save everybody a bit of time. Overall, more or less, the title here is Most Accurate Stock Market Predictions, the Next Major Move. And it's all based around the US dollar index and how it really plays a big part in what stocks are going to do and commodities. So just jumping down, skipping all the writing, we just look at this chart. This is a 10-minute chart of the US dollar index, and this goes back and shows the last couple trading sessions of last week. And more or less, we saw a very strong rally in the US dollar index, and it formed a nice bull flag, very tight flag here, and consolidated through overnight trading. And a typical pattern, a bull flag is usually a halfway mark. You can expect that same thrust to the upside once the flag is finished. And again, higher prices in the US dollar usually means lower stocks and commodities. So if we just go up, if you kind of see both charts in there, they're an inverse relationship. So as the dollar rallies, we see stocks pull back. We saw stocks consolidate along with the US dollar index, and then once the dollar index started its next leg up, we saw stocks drop similar amount again. Anyways, we did take advantage of this last week, catching we shorted on Thursday right at the close, somewhere right no, not at the close, we shorted the S&P somewhere right up here. We had a nice draft down in the morning, had a nice light volume drift back up, and the US dollar index was forming a nice tight bull flag that looked ready to pull back. Anyways, in overnight trading, we saw the SP 500 move lower, and then finally the next day on Friday, we saw it drop very sharply, giving us about a 2.2% gain. And really, we were only in the trade for only a couple hours because we entered the last hour of the trading session and got out first thing in the morning on a big gap down, and took money off the table here. Now overall, if we jump down to another chart, again you can see the US dollar index chart, and if we just relate it to gold, we have the same type of pattern play out in gold, same move, and using the US dollar index timing, there was an opportunity to potentially take a short in gold, and it had a nice move to the downside. Now gold had a little bit of headline news coming out. You can see we had some pretty big whipsaws in the market, sharp drop, sharp reversal back to the upside. Never got involved with that simply because there was a lot of volatility and some wild price swings. Stuck with the SP 500 short play, which worked out really well. Dropping down to a big picture of the US dollar index. This is a weekly chart, and you can see we're zoomed out to about a year and a half, almost 2 full years in length. You can see each candle here is a week, and we're coming up into a key resistance level. Very strong finish for the US dollar index. And just looking at this price pattern, you can see it is a nice strong run, a nice bull flag, starting to come up and test that level. If we break out this measured move right here, can throw that to the upside. It brings us into the previous top. And again, if the dollar breaks up, you can see here it took about 4 weeks to sell off. Market usually sells off quicker than it goes up, so we could anticipate 4 weeks to get up there at the earliest. Most likely drag out to be 8 or 10 weeks, as the market usually goes up a little bit slower. But this is a pretty major level, and there's a lot going on in Europe, so depending how things unfold, it could really make a run very fast, and that's going to send stocks and commodities tumbling, sending our short position, which we still hold a core position, in a good spot for a further price decline in the SP 500. Anyways, that's it for a quick update on the markets. This week we're going to be focusing on the weekly candlestick on the US dollar index. Is it going to close above this key resistance level? If it does, we're probably going to see it start an upward march, and we're going to see equities and commodities sell off very sharply. Anyways, have a good weekend, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.